Good morning, everybody. My name is Christopher Scarmack. I'm the host of the Candid podcast. Today, I want to talk to you all about different events that I've done on campus. The truth is, I've been to so many various events because I'm so busy on campus and I'm so involved. And because of my involvement, I've gotten to do a lot of fun, cool trips. The first trip that I want to talk to you all about is called the Spirit of Philadelphia. So, for one of my groups, we went on a cruise ship, and we went around the water, and as we were going around the water, there was fine dining and there was dancing. I thought that was one of the coolest school trips I've ever been on. The next trip that I was on at one point was called Grimm's. You might be hearing Grimm's in the fall, and you might be wondering, what is that? It's a pumpkin orchard. So it's where people go to get pumpkins. There's food. You can pet animals. You can go on hay rides, stuff like that. So you definitely want to check out Grimm's in the fall. The next thing that I want to talk about is called Wellness Days. You might have heard of those, and you might be wondering, what are those? Actually, during Welcome Weekend, you all have a mini one, just like that. So basically what a wellness day is when we have different fun activities on campus. It really started during COVID because we didn't have a full spring break, so we had random days spread out, and we wanted to do fun things on these days. Some of the things we've done, we've had axe throwing on campus, we've had goat yoga, we've had goat therapy. There's always so many giveaways and prizes, it is not funny. The next one I want to talk about is called the Involvement Fair. You're definitely going to hear that during the fall and spring semester, and you might be wondering, what is the Involvement Fair? The Involvement Fair is just what it sounds like. All these different clubs get together, and they're in one room, and they teach you a little bit about their club. I always highly encourage people to go, because you might meet new people, and you might find a club that you like. Once you can meet these people in these clubs in person, you might be like, you know what, I really like this club. Or you might be like, I've never heard of this club, but I want to try it out. I always tell people, go to the Involvement Fair. Even if you don't know people, you might just meet people. The next thing I want to talk about is the multicultural marketplace. So one day, the Multicultural Center decided to host a multicultural marketplace. Basically, different cultures of people who have markets came to campus and they got to show off their products. There was a food truck, there was music, and the atmosphere was really cool. The next thing that I want to talk about is Main Street. You might be wondering, how does Main Street count as an event? I always encourage people to always go to Main Street because I know there's been times I've just grabbed my friends and we just go to Main Street because we've been cooped up on campus for too long and we're like, we really just want to get away from campus. We want to just do fun things. I always encourage people, go to Pops. You might hear that often. It's an ice cream shop. It's like 1950s styled. I really like their food and their ice cream is so good. So please check out Main Street. Another place that I've been to on Main Street is Bagel Bar. I love their food. I love their prices. And it's a good breakfast alternative than always eating at South Dining Hall. Another place that I've been to on Main Street is the bookstore. I do like books. I normally don't read anymore, but I like books, so I checked it out. It was really cool because I normally don't see bookstores like that anymore, so it was really cool to check out. The next event that I've done before is paintball. And you might be wondering, Chris, you got to do paintball? I've actually gotten to do paintball more than once with one of my groups. I also have went paintballing with the dean of students on some of these trips, and that's really cool. How many people can be like, I've went paintballing with the dean of students? Like, not many people. And it's such a cool experience. I know I got shot a few times and it hurts. I've never went paintballing before, and I would probably never go if it wasn't because of this group. So that was definitely something fun. The next event that I want to talk to you all about is Bears at Night. You might hear that one quite often. So Bears at Night are events that are hosted by Housing Residence Life and dining. So some of the events they do are bingo, trivia, open mic. I liked open mic the best because my first open mic, I happened to just be sitting there and all these people came and I was like, what is this? And then I realized it was open mic. The amount of pure joy that students had performing their own music and the hype from students was so unreal. If you can sing, if you can do stand-up comedy, please sign up for open mic. We always want to hear you. It was so cool to listen to students sing their new unreleased pieces for us There was people crying, there was people hugging, there was people hyping up people that they've never met before. It was such a cool experience. The next thing that I want to talk to you all about is therapy dogs. Sometimes they have therapy dogs come to campus, and that's really cool because they'll be sometimes in the library and you can just go pet a dog. Who wouldn't want to just pet a dog when they're feeling down or upset? Another time they've had a petting zoo on campus. So I got to pet a llama on campus just in the middle of the DMZ. I was like, oh, I was like, this is interesting. And it was really cool because how often do you really just get to see a petting zoo in your everyday life? I know I personally don't. So that was a really cool experience. The last thing that I want to talk to you about is famous people. Sometimes we've had famous people come to campus. We've had Professor Shabazz come. She is Malcolm X's daughter. That was such a cool experience because we got to hear about her life and how her father's death has impacted her, but also has impacted the world. Another famous person we've had on campus was Stanley from The Office. I know that I'm not a big Office fan, but when Stanley came, there was over 100 people. Every single seat in the multi-purpose room was filled. People were so happy to see Stanley. They had a little picture taking session with him. You could ask him questions. That was really cool because just seeing students light up because a celebrity came and they got to talk to him, meet him in person was really cool. Like I said at the start, I highly encourage you to always check out different events. Even if you're not interested or you might be like, I'm not sure if I want to go. I always tell people, just go. Another thing that I want to say is, even if you feel like scared to go alone, if you cannot find anyone to go with you, just go alone. Because how many times will you miss out on an event because you're like, oh, I went alone? That sucks. I know at the beginning of my time here at Kutztown, I was like, I would miss out on certain events because I'm like, oh, I don't want to go alone. I feel sad. I feel like a loser. But no, seriously, I tell people, just go by yourself if you really, really want to go to this event because it's such a shame to see people miss out on different things just because they went alone or they didn't want to. It's like, no, go alone and enjoy yourself because that's what college is all about. That is it for today, and I hope to talk to you all soon. Have a nice day.